Hey everybody, this is me, JGSF 1987. First of all, yeah, I shaved. Like, literally, just yesterday. Anyway, so as you can see, it's growing back. Yeah, I think Danny, the guys out there, yeah, you know how it is when a beard gets to the point where it goes up your nose. Oh yeah, it's one of the most, it's, it's one of the most uncomfortable feelings in the world. Anyway, no, I'm not sick. Well, anyhow, so here it is, 2019. Now I know I could say do a whole lot about like, oh, how Trump is the. Like, I can make this video. I know I've been writing a lot of things, about like with Trump and such, from time to time, like on Facebook and Twitter, and you can catch it there. And those who are just tuning in right now, I am JGSF 1987. I am a writer and blogger, and you can go to see my last post at my blog. The link is jgsf1987.com, and yeah, it is HTTP secure. Anyhow, one of the news that I could definitely say though is that this year I got to mark 8 years with that lovely lady that's always with me in my pictures, or a lot of times within my pictures. Yep, 8 years with that little sweetie. Yeah, I know I'm a lucky guy in that sense. Well, also, should should the shutdown actually end as ASAP? Here's what I could say. As soon as this shutdown ends, I got big plans for later this year, actually. I am going to, of all places, McConnell Country. Yeah, I am going to literally Frankfort, Kentucky. That'll be in September. And that is going to be sweet. Because it's just going to be a day that I'm going to be real happy for my brother. Anyway. All I know is he's doing well for himself, and he's loving living in Baltimore. Well, he's happy where he is. Let me put it that way. I don't know. I'm happy for him too. I know that there's also been a lot of I know there's been a lot of craziness with Trump, and trust me, it's only going to get crazier between now and 2020. And yeah, I know a few Democrats have already declared their intention to run. To be perfectly candid, no, I don't know who the hell I'm going to throw my support behind just yet. I'm currently shopping around. But, and this is a massive but, I am not holding my breath that it's going to be somebody from the Bernie Sanders wing of the party. It's not. I can guarantee you this right now. I don't even think it's going to be anybody else. I think I already know who is going to be the nominee, And I'm going to make sure that they do not get into the White House at any damn cost. If it means I have to endure another 4 years of Trump or 4 years of the Republicans, it's an evil I can live with. Because they're pitting themselves into a corner at this point. Trump has nowhere to go. Trump knows that he's a dead duck at this point. That's And yeah, no, he's going to try to rig the primary system, at least on the Republican end, to make sure no challenger goes at him. Well, not that. Let me put it this way. That's nothing new. If there's one thing that Trump never had to face, is he never had to face the scrutiny of the people. He's never been held accountable for anything in his life. And now, guess what? Now it's happening to him. He's now getting held accountable, which is something he's not liking very much. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of investigations, again, it's going to be interesting to see what the Democrats try to fish out. And trust me, they're going to fish quite a bit out. A lot of it is going to piss you guys off. I mean, that's a given. Anyway, so that's a lot of what's been happening, at least a little bit on my end, though. There is one thing, though, that I can definitely say. Oh, and by the way, get this. Here in the San Francisco Bay Area, well, for me, it's Daly City. You know, scenic Daly City. There's like nothing here. The most amount of excitement that is literally on my end at this point is Westlake, and that's about a mile down the street. I'm serious. You walk down John Daly Boulevard West for about a mile, you're at Westlake. That's about the excitement you get in this area. And of course, on the other side of the freeway, there's a theater. There's a movie theater, but whatever. It's fine. It works for now. Whether I have to move or not, that's going to be a whole different story. I don't know. And yeah, no, there's been a few alerts actually saying though that breaking news flashes and such for saying with PG&E and such is they're gonna get apparently some new leadership, which they desperately need because the current people, they don't know what the hell they're doing. They really don't. I know, it's sad. Oh, you want to know something that's going on with my life? My life currently? I'm not going to say that my life sucks, because you don't need that whole song and dance. But no, what I am doing though is that I think you guys may have read on my blog and such that I have autism, and also that I've had my own semi Me Too story as well. I'll say it again right here. Twice when I was in through my schooling years, I went through verbal slash emotional abuse when I was younger. But the one that's really scarred me is the one that is the experience I had in sixth grade. Yeah, the guy was well, as you know, I'm autistic, and one of the things that often hits this is that especially if you're in the public school system, you get something that's known as a paraprofessional. The first one, let's just say that they had a little bit of an ego problem. That person got assigned to me from the fact that they were caught yelling and screaming at second graders for literally acting like second graders. No, I am not shitting you with saying that. That is 100% true. Anyway, so we pulled some of that same stuff with me too. Like, no, like he would always go at me like if I made him miss his break or something, or even when I wasn't doing anything, he'd mix something else up and take and accuse me of doing that thing and take it out on me anyhow. And trust me, I was not the only target here. A lot of my classmates basically sacrificed a detention to stand up to him. And that had happened more times than I'd like to admit. Well, make a long story short, after he mouthed off not just at my parents, not just my mom. Oh no, that's not what got him. He got canned in the end, but that's not what got him canned. What got him canned was we were on an outdoor ed trip up in the Marin Headlands, and if you live in the San Francisco Bay Area, you know what I'm talking about. So we were there. The guy basically mouthed off to the vice principal. That they sent him back home. That was after he literally went at, one of the more popular guys there. He was in tears. A lot of the girls saw it. They told the vice principal. Vice principal confronted, this individual and basically told them, "You need to leave." So he got suspended, I think, for a day or something. But then he was back. Or I think he was suspended maybe for the week. I don't know. No, he got a few. No, I know offhand that there were a couple of days that he just wasn't there, and it was like for me, it was like, oh, finally, at least now I can breathe a little more easily. But then when he was back, nope, going back up again. But then eventually, like I said, he got canned. What I deal with now is I have very bad anxiety. I do go through supposed depression, even suicidal depression, and if you've seen the photos on for the suicide helpline, like on my Facebook and Twitter, at the top, saved at the top of my Facebook page and my Twitter feed, there's a reason for that. For me, suicide prevention is a big, big cause in my life. I don't want, I don't, let me put it this way. My worst detractors, this is not something I wish upon them at all. Think about it. You can't work because you can't trust the people that are higher up than you are in the social pecking order. Basically, understanding that you cannot trust them unless they show that they are worthy of it. Like a lot of people right now will call me naive, that I'm. And that I'm too trusting of people. Newsflash, no, I'm not, actually. again, this goes back to my previous experience. In the sense that, where I said before, I practically don't trust people, as, but especially if they're authority figures. I really don't. I don't trust authority figures to do the right thing. Are there individuals that I'll make exceptions for? Yeah, uh, there are. Like, one of the things that I'm doing right now is I'm doing behavioral cognitive therapy to try to change that around. And so far, I've been making some strides with that, and but you still have that other thing to deal with. Anyway, so yeah, that's my story. Oh, and by the way, it's supposed to rain all week. And on Wednesday night, we get thunderstorms. Now, I know in the San Francisco Bay Area that they're not that common. Do they have? But that doesn't mean they don't happen up. But that does not mean they don't occasionally happen. They do. But it takes a really, 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 really unstable air mass in order to do that. San Francisco sits on top of a peninsula. That's literally called the San Francisco Peninsula. The city itself is at the very top of it, and is surrounded by water on three sides: the west, the north, the west, and the east. Like I said, surrounded by water, and because of that, well, because of all that water that's right there, guess what it does? It stabilizes whatever weather systems come through here. That's why San Francisco doesn't get a lot of thunderstorms, or doesn't get them, or let me put it this way: we don't get them as often as, say, New York City, or Washington D.C., or name your favorite place east of the Rockies. Out. Going for about the Rockies out. That's that's more of what I'm talking about. Is like, that's because, and like I said before, San Francisco is surrounded by water on three sides, meaning that the water here, it makes too much of a stabilizing effect that we don't really get thunderstorms. But, or we don't regularly get thunderstorms, but we do get them occasionally. And let me put it this way: we get thunderstorms a lot more often than we get snow. Speaking of which, the last time it snowed here, it was 1976. Anyway, but no, that's what we're gonna get quite a few. We're gonna get a lot of rain. That's And the good part is the it's going to make the water supply. It's going to fill it up past the 100% mark. I would say for a good chunk of the year, actually. No, this one's supposed to be really good because it's probably going to end up ending. It's possibly going to end up ending the drought, and when it does, that'll be a good thing. And by the way, Jerry Brown is no longer governor, but of course, well, of course, you all know that we have Gavin now, and there are some ambitious programs that he's trying to put through, and power to him. I mean, I'm going to back him up 100% with that. Look, Gavin Newsom may have a No, he's gotten himself in hot water a couple of times, but if you lived in San Francisco, you know his track record. He's a forward thinker. Like, so much to the point that people think that that he is nuts. Well, let me put it to you this way. That means that he's actually a fairly. No, that just means that he's a really creative thinker, actually, and so it's going to be really interesting to see what he does. Because we're going to need some way to try to get around this stupid tax bill that got pushed through. Anyway, but that's for another video. I'm not. Anyway, so I'm gonna kill it here. I'm JJSF 1987, and I'm out of here.